Time for another battle report. This time we're going to see my mercenary company go up against the Ghost Bear Dominion. I'm taking a command lance, which is full of Ost series mechs. I've got my support lance, which is the undead lance, my recon lance, my aggressive recon, and then my fire support lance. My opponent will be midfield Marauder today. He's got a recon star full of fire moths and vipers that are going to be carrying Corona battle armor into battle. He's got a full star of Mad Dog 3s and then a battle star. On paper, it looks pretty even with the amount of forces between both sides. I've got 16 mechs and he's got 20 stands. Should be interesting. However, he's going to have the faster mechs with his recon star. So on the battlefield, we've got some area terrain elements. The yellow trees are light woods, the green trees are heavy woods. The mech bay you can move through, and we will see midfield actually deploy inside of it. As you can see, the Ghost Bear Fire Support Lance is in the mech bay. You've got the Battle Lance at the center of the table, and the Recon Star has the battle armor behind the satellite dish, or the HPG, that's what we're going to call it. Meanwhile, my Command Lance is at the bottom of the screen, with the Undead Lance and the Fire Support Lance in the center, and then behind the laser turret, that's where my Recon Lance is. Now, I didn't want to overcommit to one flank or the other. That's why I chose the center and the left flank to deploy on. Midfield was pretty aggressive with his deployment of battle armor in the flanking position on the north end of the board. There really wasn't anything there to challenge those light mechs once they rounded the corner other than the Fire Support Lance. His plan was the Battle Star was going to eliminate the biggest threat on the board, which was the Fire Support Lance. His Fire Support Star stays hunkered down behind cover, spread out between those little utility buildings and the mech bay to take pot shots on the Command Lance or any other target of opportunity. I get impatient, and I'm going to push all my stuff out there. I'm going to try to take on his Battle Star, eliminate it, and then once I eliminate them, go after the lighter assets. You're going to see how well this plan plays out. And here's a shot of some of the Command Lance mixed in with the Recon Lance, just chilling by that power plant. And here we go to turn one shooting. This ends up being less than spectacular. He outright destroys the Wasp that's in the center. He's going to blow up one of the archers, the one that's carrying the rebar, and he's going to put a lot of damage on my longbow and my other two archers from his stars. The one thing I will say that played in my favor, but it didn't really tilt the scales one way or the other, is that midfield forgot every turn to do re-rolls with his Battle Star. But that's okay. I'm doing well enough screwing it all up with my cockamamie battle plan of going after his Battle Star, then lights. I don't know why I thought thrusting from cover would be, encastling the center would be a great idea. In retrospect, I have no idea. So turn one casualties, we got a Grand Summoner down, we've got a Wasp, and an Archer. And I've managed to put the bulk of my forces in the center of the board in a crossfire.
Great job.
Turn 2's not looking much better, as his Fire Support Star sweeps a little bit further out, and the ones that are still in the mech bay kind of poke their heads out around the door frame so they can get shots. You're going to see his battle armor swoop in on their sweet ass rides, pop in behind the bulk of my force after I miscalculate how far they can move in Alpha Strike. I just wasn't thinking. Yeah, I moved the Mortis all the way back to the board so he could get shots, and I thought I moved the Gravedigger back far enough so he could get shots if they swung behind. But nope. The Vipers aren't quite able to make it. They hop into cover in the trees. But those Fire Moths, man, they just zip on all the way around and deposit their payload. So this is probably where the game ended. This turn right here. by allowing him to have, or to fall into this hammer and anvil formation of his with the Battlestar and the the Recon Star carrying the battle armor. My center couldn't hold. It was just too much firepower coming from too many different areas. The Fireball goes down. The Ost Scout goes down. The Phoenix Hawk goes down. I just start dropping mechs left and right. It's a bloodbath. So predictably, the center just collapses upon itself. Longbow's out. The fire support lance is completely gone. The Fireball is gone. Just everything's pretty much gone, with the exception of my Ost War, my Ost Soul, and my Ost Rock, the Rifleman, and the Cadaver. That's all that's really left. And it's just not looking good. I don't think I can do enough damage. I managed to put down the Karhu, but it's just not enough. The trade was not equitable at all. So after we clear up the board a little bit, he decides that it's time to move the fire support lance out to the center to finish up what he had started. The Savage Wolf lumbers out from behind the cover, and what's left of the Battlestar pushes towards the remaining forces. The only thing I have is that Cadaver right behind that Executioner in the center. He snuck in there through movement shenanigans, but he's got a Viper right behind him. The Riflemen and the Ost mechs double down behind cover behind the nuclear power plant in those woods. But between all the fire coming at them, the Rifleman goes down, the Cadaver goes down, and only the Ost Soul and the Ost Rock are left to tell the tale as the Ost War goes down to combine fire from all the fire support lands. It was just a bloodletting. And right around this period, I decided to call it. There's nothing I can really do. Handshake. And we're going to try to evac off this dust ball and let the Ghost Bears have their wretched planet. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button or the like button. Or share the video with a pal. Every little bit helps. Thanks.